Hi, I'm Sally and this is the tutorial for my Santa hat charm. You will need red and white bands for this unless you want to do a different coloured hat and just have it as like a winter bobble hat. So let's make a start. So taking your loom, the staggered configuration with the arrows pointing towards you, going to take 2 bands and just place them over the end pin on your loom. Taking another 2 bands, we're going to make a diamond shape, and this will be the pom-pom on the top of the hat. So I'll show you the diamond shape when I've finished. So this is the shape that you want to have for the top, like that. We're going to switch now and use red, and we are going to go down sort of quite a long diagonal here. Same on the other side. This is quite a stretch for the bands. There we go. So like that. And we're going to go down on each side 4 times, still using double bands. And the bands I am using are bands from the Daisy Loom Mega Value Pack, and they are really nice bands. The colours are quite nice too. It's quite a nice red, especially for Christmas. It's good. Can I do the same on the other side? I'll put the link for the product in the description box below, so should you wish to purchase them, you can do so easily just by clicking on the link. There we go. And so you should have this sort of shape. It's gone down 4 times on each side. And we're going to fill in the centre. We're going to go down 6 times in the centre. This is a lovely festive charm as well. I'm quite pleased with it. There aren't many things that say, other than a Christmas tree, that say Christmas quite like a Santa hat. So there we go. So you finished on the centre just past where you finished on the side. So the centre's finished here, the side is here, so sort of diagonally. Okay. Then we're going to switch back and use white, and you do get a lot of white in the pack as well, which is really good. You can never have enough white. And you get black as well. You get extra big packs of black and white. I'm going down once on each side, once on each column. And you also in the pack get special colours, and there's a nice coppery colour, a nice silver colour, and a tie-dye colour, which is really pretty. You can use in your charms as well as in your bracelets. So it's all good. And then back to the task in hand. We're going to close this off. We're going to place 2 bands again diagonally like that. Okay. We're going to place a cap band on this pin here. So just a single band wrapped around the pin 2 or 3 times, like so. We're going to add in some triangle bands, and these bands will help to, well, they won't help to, they will hold the design together, so you don't get one side going off one way, one the other, and you don't get gaps in between. And I have just realised there's something I haven't done, so we're going to do that first, and then we're going to put the triangle bands on. We're going to make these little bits at the side of the hat here, so it sort of comes out a bit more there. You don't have to add these in. If you choose not to, it'll look like this. So you can see the difference. But I think it does look better with them, so I'm going to add them in. So just take a single white band, wrap around your hook 3 times, like so. If you can see, it's white and it's not the easiest colour to see on camera. Take a single white band and slide the wrapped band onto the single band, and we're just going to lay this along here on top of these bands here. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. So just wrapping it around your hook 3 times, taking a single band, hold it on your finger, slide these in. You may find it easier to do one bit of band at a time, and if you do, that's fine. Do whatever is easiest for you. There's no point in making it more difficult than it has to be. So they're just there. And once it's looped up, these will come out and you'll get the little rounded edge bit here. Okay, now we're going to add on triangle bands. So just taking a single band, and you're making a triangle shape. So we're starting right at the bottom. So you've got your cat band on this pin here, and as you can see, I've made a triangle going around these 3 pins. Now I'm going to use red for the rest of the design, and I'm just working my way up. Like so. Okay, so in total I have 6 triangle bands on, and you'll only need to put them on this piece, you won't need them on the bobble bit. And once you've done that, we can start to loop. So taking your hook, I know I keep swapping hooks, there's no real reason, it's just whichever one comes to hand first. So whichever one I pick up is the one I use. They're about the same, though this gold one is slightly smaller. So you're going in through your cat band, you're pushing it back, and you're taking the 2 bands that are on top. And I do get carried away with the talking, and I forget silly what I'm doing. So next 2 that are on top. So each time just taking the 2 bands that are on top, hooking them to where they've come from. And you should get this little fan shape here. We're now just going to loop straight up to here. Okay? So you're just pushing all other bands out the way and just looping forward the bottom 2. So where you've got your triangle bands, just push them out the way with the back of your hook so they stay where they are. They'll happily spring back, don't worry. And you're just looping forward the bottom 2. And the diagonal ones, you may find get a little bit tight because it's a very big stretch. You just want to double it back on itself. Okay, like so. Going to go up the centre. And these bands as well are centred, so you don't get that normal, sometimes if you have the similar bands to the ones I generally always buy, like the normal cheaper bands, I should say, that are good just for sort of practicing with and things, that don't really matter too much. You don't get that sort of rubbery, silicone-y sort of smell. This is a nicer smell, because I have had it that, again, I'm just taking the bottom 2 bands, I'm just having problems finding them. I do find that sometimes if I'm doing a lot of looming in one go, or when I'm filming, I do get headaches from the smell of the bands. They make you feel a bit funny. But you don't get that with these. These are good. Okay, so we've looped up the red part of the hat. I'm going to do the bobble bit now. So again, you're going in through this pin and you're getting the top 2 bands, and because they're different colours it is easier to see them as well. So I'm just trying to find, I have 1 band, I may have to do one band at a time. Feel free to do one band at a time. But I need to try and find two. I think I've got two now. And you may find, as I have, that bands on this pin get very tight just because you've got the big stretched ones here. So if you find that you can't get your bands around because of the tightness of the bands, you can just take another hook. If you can't, some people can do it with the hook they're using and they can go around while they're holding it, and I really struggle with that. You just take your hook and you just go around the inside of the pin, and you should find it a lot easier then to loop around. So you just can just loosen them, or if you feel that your bands are stretched too much as well. Okay, and then you can just go in through these two side ones and loop forwards, like that. And once you're all looped up, you can take these two bands here that we put on at first, put your hook down through this top pin here, push back all of these bands and catch those two bands that are right at the bottom, bring them round and place on the end of your hook. So you have both ends of the bands on your hook, and then these top two here you want to take over the end of your hook like so, and then pull the two that are still on your hook, just pull them tight, and that will make a slip knot. And now your design is secure and you can remove it from your loom. Noisy aeroplane overhead. Ignore the noisy aeroplane. Though it's difficult, if you can hear it as loud as I can, that is difficult to ignore. Okay. So the first thing to do is ensure that these bands are tight and they are secure, which mine are. This will hold all your design together. And just adjust these little wrapped bands that we put on as well. And they should just give it a tug. And there we have our Santa's hat. And I hadn't made this design with the Daisy Loom bands before, I have to admit, before I used just the normal run-of-the-mill bands. But I think it does look so much better. The shape looks so much better if you compare them. So there's the one I've just made, there. If I bring it a little bit closer. Compared to this one, I think it looks much better, in my opinion. Go with these bands. They do hold their shape really nicely. So there we go. There's our Santa's hat charm. So I hope you've enjoyed making this and you're pleased with your finished result. Please hit like and comment, let me know what you think of the design and of this tutorial, and hit subscribe to be notified when I bring out new designs and new tutorials. I am on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, details for which are all in the description box below. I will also put the link for the products that I have been using. You can buy them on Amazon. I'll put the links on there for that as well. So thanks for watching, and I hope you like it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.